Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Alpha Pi Omega and Byzantium. So the turn is 6457. Jesus Christ, I can't even believe that. Year is 1488 AD, and we are one turn away from economics. So, what's new? Well, honestly, not much. We have spent the past 15 or 16 turns just completely engulfed in building stuff for our empire. As you can see, all of the cities still have a ton of things to build. We have managed to significantly increase research. We are at 65,024 points per turn now. Culture is at 41,859, and espionage is at 30,079, being the least important for us. There is also a dramatic increase in these stats. Crop yield is now at 19,210. We have 32,567 when it comes to industrial production and 94,709 in gold. The population hasn't increased much. We just passed 11 million, and this reflects the fact that we have been almost purely focusing on culture and scientific buildings. Again, 65,000. As far as south goes, this one will answer why we are in such a bad shape when it comes to money. Wait, where can I see that? I forgot. I think it's at Financial Advisor. Was it the domestic one? No, it's not the domestic one. Civics, foreign, military, technology, religious. Alright, I don't remember where exactly you can see it. I forgot, because what I wanted to show you is that we have a really high inflation right now. The reason is that I have spent copious amounts on speeding up culture buildings in Kherson, in Justiniana Nova, and in Ataniopolis, in which we really needed to stop the cultural discrepancy. You can see that, for example, in Kherson, over 60% of the population now is considered Tupi, and we've actually stopped it right now with the increase in culture. We're now producing about 450 points, and you can see that I'm continuing in building stuff that's going to help with the culture, but I rushed a huge amount of these just to make sure that the culture is going to be strong and predominant. 423 over here, and we have 418 here. So you can see that all of these cities now produce a really decent amount of culture. We have 648 in the established metropolis, so I think that's enough of a bulwark against their culture, though I really don't know how much they have. Still, it is a little bit disconcerting that they were able to... I mean, I've built the cities literally on the border, so what was I expecting? But yeah, culture is really the thing that we're going for here, and we're gonna go for it for the near future. And I guess, again, as I mentioned, I had to rush a ton of buildings just to make sure that we get them up, like the calligraphy school, chemistry labs, percussion instrument makers, universities, stuff like that, that's producing a lot of culture so that we stop it. I don't know, I think I could build a spy or something to send it down there. That didn't really occur to me. Could we? Do we have a possibility to build a spy? Because I know before... Yeah, spy is over here. So do we want to build a spy? Okay, let's build a spy, and I'm gonna send him down there because I want to see how much culture these buildings are producing to have an idea if we're doing good or not. We really need to, have at least the same amount as they do to make sure that they will not take away more of the territory, and we're actually gonna start pushing them back because that was the whole point of this exercise. So yeah. Other than that, the border is sort of settled. They're not expanding anywhere further. And in these areas, as we discussed, there's not much that we would want. We already hold the cultural border in most places, so there really isn't any reason to hurry. Alright, I guess that's pretty much it. So right now we can end the turn and hear it for economics, which is gonna be a major thing for us. By the way, we built the National Library Service, and we have built one more wonder, but I forgot which one that was. Forgot. Sorry. But we've that one gives us library everywhere, and we had one more, but again I forgot which one it was. But we're gonna finish the encyclopedia very soon, which, as you guys know, plus 15% sites in all cities, so that should impact us significantly when we're back for the next update. So we'll see about that. Anyway, let's hear it for economics and look at the civics that we will be able to get. Alright, we actually get a great merchant. Nice. Jerzy Franciszek Kuczycki. Polish-Lithuanian nobleman, merchant and spy, diplomat and soldier. According to a popular legend, he opened the first cafe in the city, using coffee beans left by the retreating Ottoman Turks. Nope.
Compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe.
Alright, so as you can see, this is a very complicated technology. So let's go through it very carefully so that we don't miss anything. So buildings, actually it enables a lot of world units, which is great. And it also enables a lot of buildings. Adam Smith's trading company, Feitoria, gives gold for merchants in all cities and trade route yield. Alright, Feitoria. Extra trade route. Water pots give more gold. Alright, that would be good in some of our seaside cities. Seaside resorts. City Bistro. That's what I'm looking forward to. The food is great. We also get the custom office and we get a family farm, which is something that I actually want immediately. Now it requires privately owned. We'll get to that in a second. Freeport gives extra trade route and foreign trade route, but it gives water pollution. We get a hotel, alright, extra gold, culture, happiness, and trade route yield. We get a waste exportation office and culture Belgian. There is no requirements. You require free market. Really? Host. Alright. Now, we get additional bonuses here. University now provides 5 extra gold. They can turn one citizen into merchant extra. Shoplifting is a bit more predominant when it happens, but that's not really an issue for us. Worldview slavery. By the way, we lost Petra. It's obsoleted. And Edinburgh Castle, I don't think we've built that one, but these two are obsolete. Towns now provide more gold. We get new civics, free market, private owned, waste exportation and waste importation. And we can access now replaceable parts, which are great. And nationalism. Alright, now let's see the civics. So the one that we want 100% is privately owned. Where are you? Here. Because that is just a clear upgrade. Oh my god, unfortunately it costs a lot to do that. So agricultural guilds gives free 4 in all cities, free food, free production, and 4 gold. And we get 5 free 5. So that is a 2% increase in all cities. Trade routes would give 2% more food, 3% more production, same amount of gold. And we would gain 5% extra gold. That's the same in all cities. Same size, but new thing, which is 3% extra culture. And cities require less food to grow. So, and plus 1 happiness. So we just need this, even though it will be terrible for us in the long run. Now we also need to change the landfills to either waste exportation or waste importation. So waste exportation would increase maintenance, but gives happiness and health in all cities. Damages relations, disables landfills. What does the waste exportation does? Nothing really. I need to check the building here. It gives additional 5 health. Alright, that's not exactly important for us at this point. And waste importation lowers culture, but increases espionage. Science and gold. It makes everybody a little bit more unhealthy, and cities require more food to grow. Can we just keep it on landfill then? Because, well, the exportation would be good. The exportation would be good. I really don't see any reason to go with import here. I mean, the science would be good, but the food production is just bad in the dual culture. So if we went with waste, exportation, privately owned, and then we have the free market, which is a new thing here. Cities, more gold, more trade routes. Can build vertical farm, can spend gold to finish. But we get less science. And what was the last thing? We got one... Oh no, we got... Yeah. Alright, well, I guess we might keep guilds and just go with a privately owned and waste exploitation. Now, this is one thing that has been really bugging me, and I spoke in the comments with this as well. And actually, I'm not the only one that was talking about this. The civics are a bit weird, in my opinion, and it really... And again, this was hinted on by Wolfau already, that the civics actually show a lot about the thinking of the people that are behind the mod. Because some things are literally weird, like... Free market should be so much better than guilds. It's insane that there's pretty much very little difference, and in some essence, free market is even worse. It's the same with currency. Basically, paper money, fiat money, credit. The differences are so weird until you hit something like digital or post-currency energy, where you start to see some, effects. I understand that it's made in balance, but I cannot really. Get myself divorced from the thought that they might really have a chip on their shoulder when it comes to some of these, Americanized ideas, basically, which, I'm not saying that free market and paper money is great, but it was the basis of civilization and of the growth, So it's a little bit weird to see how bad they made some of these, because they just don't work. Either way, I'm not going to do it right now. We're just going to run through the cities and look at what we can build, and then we are going to make a decision. Alright, so you can build a city bistro, which is actually really expensive. Damn. Alright, so build me, in the meantime, this one. Rehoboth. No, these are really expensive. Hotel. Actually, hotel gives a decent amount of science. It's interesting, and culture as well. Plus one free merchant. But they're starting to be really expensive, so let's just focus on these, because I really want to switch to the waste exportation and to the private owned. But before that, I wanted to check on the effects here. Alright, 28. The hotel would give us a lot of science as well, so those are not really bad. Yeah, I need to get these buildings finished. But yeah, I've been working on Encyclopedia very, very, very hard. Antique shop. So next we are trying to get Zoology, which is 14 turns. But it actually might be a little bit delayed. Let me just see where we have that great person over here. No, wait, that's the spy. But we do have the great person here as well. You could discover zoology for us, really. I mean, there's no way we could get the golden age soon. So you know what, let's get the zoology now, so that we can jump to the next technology.
Man's unique reward, however, is that while animals survive by adjusting themselves to their background, man survives by adjusting his background to himself.
So zoology gives us a lot of bonuses, especially with the biology lab and then to a lot of these sanctuaries. It also gives us more gold from silk farms and activates a lot of buildings. A World Wonder International Dog Show. That's a cool one. National Zoo. That's a really nice one. Animal Shelter. Lowers maintenance. Was rabbit or cat or dog. Interesting. Gives a little bit of happiness and health. Entomology Lab. Oh, this is nice. That one gives science. And then a lot of various breeders. Herpetology Lab. Of course, Biology Lab, Zoo and Lizards. Museum. Mouse Breeder. Ornithology Lab. Petting Zoo. Nice. A lot of science-based buildings. Taxidermist. Another nice one. Rat Breeder, which actually gives us food. Pet Shop. A zoo, which gives science. An enclosure seal, an enclosure for walrus. Alright, next, Paleontology. And once we get Paleontology, what's next? Oh, we actually don't have a next one, so we have to decide what we're gonna go for next. So if I wanted industrial lifestyle, what is considered next one? Because you guys keep talking about a technology which is called something about concrete. I saw it in the comments a couple of times, but I saw nothing like that here. It's definitely not a prehistorical technology. Do we have anything somewhere that we didn't get? Because you mentioned I didn't get it before. Oh, here it is. Waterproof concrete. What does this one do? Waterproof cement maker. So let's actually get waterproof concrete. It required concrete, lava rock gatherer, and modern earthworks. Or modern earthworks. Interesting, alright. So you know what, let's get this one now. And then we're gonna go for paleontology. And what next? Naval tactics, team sports. The free archery gives us a lot of culture buildings. I think we're gonna do it this way. That's gonna be fairly fast, which is good because we're gonna fall a little bit behind now on some of the fixed nationalism. And it was gold standard. Don't we want that though? I mean, we still couldn't do it because we would need a ton of other things. Glass maker. We want to take everything anyway, so let's do it again. We're gonna go for waterproof concrete right now, then we're gonna get paleontology. Let's get free artistry and wet glass. Then we're gonna go for nation. Actually, the replaceable parts give a lot of bonuses. Cottage industry, yeah. Alright, so next replaceable parts. Then we're gonna go with nationalism. Alright, so that's that. Either way, let's quickly end this turn so that we can see. Spot. Let's give you a bit of a movement range. And avoid the detection, because I would really like you to show us this. What are you doing here? Prime timber. Okay, let's build an orchard here for pistachios. It's gonna give us a little bit more food, which is fine. You guys are just rebuilding all. Oh, what's this? Rabbit. Gold ore. Build a shaft mine over here. Alright, well that was a quick turn. So now let's get the waterproof concrete, and after that I'm gonna switch to the new what's it called? to the new civics, the privately owned and waste exploitation.
As soon as it comes into contact with the waves of the sea and is submerged, becomes a single stone mass, impregnable to the waves and every day stronger.
Alright, so we can now get waterproof cement maker, which provides waterproof concrete. Very nice, very simple technology. So you guys... well, we can now get zoo and a lot of new buildings, so this is getting a little bit complicated. Okay, taxidermist, hotel. Zoo really looks like a good building. I'd really like to build a hotel. Okay, we're not really in a hurry, so you can start with the zoo. We'll have to revamp this, because the farms are gonna take utmost priority. City bistro, not really. Build the zoo. You can also build the zoo. What is this one? Taxi? Oh, that's the taxidermist. Alright. So everybody will start building the zoos for now. Zoo. Can you build the zoo? Yes, you can. You build a jeweler. Good for you. Good for you. Alright, build me the zoo. Okay, and at this point I can actually switch to civics. So let's do that together, see the effect, and then in the next one we're gonna deal with that. Now, I'm still tempted to go with the free market as well, just to spite the creators, but we'd get way less culture and less science, which I just don't understand. Free market should be so much better in this, for the dissemination of ideas and everything. It just makes no sense, you know? Yeah, you get an extra trade route per city. What? It makes absolutely no sense, you know? And we can build a national mint. Sure, great. What's the other ones? Chamber of Commerce. Just gives a little bit of gold. Freeport. Yeah, and free market civics. It's just so weird, you know? Just so weird. So anyway, let's keep it on guilds. We are gonna go with privately owned, which is a strict upgrade. And waste exportation. Alright, so it's gonna be in an actual revolt for 10 turns. I haven't had one of those in a while. Let me just quickly see what the effect would be of the 21. Alright, so 21, and the city itself is going to need 10% less, and we get a boost to production. So that is actually pretty good. Pretty goddamn good. After we're done with the anarchy. So that was a long update, and we have 2 more ahead of us. So hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in a moment for you with the next update, where we get, what is it? We're going after the Paleontology. Okay. And then oil paintings. Cool. Turn 6482, year 1495 AD, and we are 1 turn away from Paleontology. I'm happy that I have said it so many times that now I don't have problems pronouncing that, because it's not an unknown word to me, but still, you know, it's a little bit of a tongue twister. Anyway, what's new? Well, there's a couple of things that I wanted to mention in this update. First of all, we finished Encyclopedia, and you can see that we are now firmly above 70,000 research points per turn, which makes everything much, much easier. I wonder how long it's going to take us to research one of these basic techs. 5 turns, alright, well, that's fine. 9 turns for free artistry. Lead glass would be 10 turns. Industrial lifestyle, 21 turns. Okay, that's very manageable. It was like 42 in the beginning when we started tracking that. So yeah, we're shaving off massive amounts of research needed. Second thing that I wanted to mention is that we were at war with Israel between the updates. Nothing really worth mentioning. We razed 2 of their cities. One of them was fairly big. It had a population like 8. The other one was population 1. I decided to spare Nazareth and Nes Ziona because it was... I would have to pass around Jerusalem and it would make everything just, longer, and I just didn't feel like it. So our units are now passing back to our territory. They're hurt, many of them, but I don't think we've lost any. And we have another batch of units here bringing the captive civilians to our ally. I've given them a number of military captives, a number of civilian captives already, and quite a lot of workers. I'm hoping that it's going to help them. You can see that their territory is getting a little bit more developed, though I honestly have absolutely no idea what they're doing with their population. One thing that I actually thought about is that they might still be using the hooray function, burning their population, but that just seems bizarre at this stage of the game. I really don't know, but it would make sense because I don't think they're drafting. Or maybe they are. I don't know. It's weird, but still their civilization is growing. They now got 3 cities, so that's good. More on that. I forgot at which episode someone commented that, and the name of the person on YouTube doesn't allow me to find that comment, but whoever it was mentioned that we have Christianity in Chateau Perron, and I think Adi had it, or was it Nikea? I think it was Adi. Wait, Adi, I always struggle finding Adi over here. I always think it's way more north. Yeah, Adi has it. But I'm spreading it. I'm building more priests, which will go, from the biggest cities down, from Laodicea, Adlicum. I wanted to spread it to Adi, but Adi already has it. We're spreading it to Constantinople, and to, I'm basically gonna open the list and go from the biggest cities to the smallest one, because you were kind of right that it has some pretty good buildings. I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, we got the Citadel, which gives us a trade route, which is good and increases defenses. And then you have the Christian temple, which gives education, a little bit of culture, and a lot of happiness. And a Christian monastery, which gives us science and education and a little bit of culture. So we're going to spread these around now that we can. And it also says that I think it's the church that allows for the revivalist church. I'm not sure if we don't need it as a national religion, but we'll see. We'll see. Moreover, we're having a little bit of a problem with our fleet in the fact that we have 1 ship left. I actually don't know what's going on, but someone or something has been attacking us and destroying all of our ships. I had like 6 or 7 ships here, and they have been all sunk. So once an opportune moment is going to come around, Laodicea is going to start building us new ships. I think that we'll have to do it when we get the new technologies, which are over here, the naval tactics, because they're going to give us the ship of the line. And that one, I think, would be really good. We could combine them in battalions and have, say, 4 of these created. But because Laodicea is our second biggest city, and because we can no longer build any world wonders in Constantinople, I actually started building the national wonders in Adi for the land-based one, and in Laodicea for the sea-based one. So you can see that we're working on the Smith's Trading Company here, which is going to take 7 to 8 turns. Oh yeah, it's going to take a while, because Laodicea doesn't really have a huge production, unfortunately. Adi is working on the dock show, which is a little bit faster, but also 54. It's going to take a while. we've had a marked decrease in production based on the fact that a lot of the buildings that we have constructed that are... Wait, I can probably show it on some of the smaller cities that haven't gone through yet. So let's look at, for example, Caveman. If we look... No, right, like Jain Cathedral, which gives us a lot of things, but it significantly lowers production. It's, I guess, to simulate that these buildings actually take away population to maintain themselves. And I've built all of these, but it means that we have a drop in production of sometimes even like 200 in each city. It's traded off by an increase in culture, science, and everything, but it is a downside. Last but not least, what I want to mention is that we ran into a massive problem with Kherson. The problem is that the city is under a huge cultural influence from the nearby cities of Taubate and Sierra. Now, this wasn't such a problem until I actually made the revolution, which cut the culture influence of the city to 0, and the actual revolt chance went to something like 40%, which is why I immediately stuffed every available military unit that I had into this city to prevent it from going ham and switching sides. Now it kind of worked because you can see that the number of turns later, like 24 turns, we still have the city. The chances of revolt, it says it's 20, but I don't really believe it. I think we should be safe because 55% is the cultural revolt sentiment and we get 65% total revolt protection. So it shouldn't happen, but I don't know how these numbers work. But still, with the amount of units that we have here, the city didn't flip. Also, very important, I've actually sent all of our treasuries into the city and had them spread culture, which gave us about an 8,000 culture boost, which moved also the amount of nationality from 14 to 20 in Byzantine. And I have a feeling, because I heard a bunch of more buildings, that right now we should have a little bit more culture than the city is under pressure from, because I had it at 19 and then it flipped to 20, which should signify that the culture influence from the city is larger. Still, it led me to try things that I've never tried before, like using spies for actual missions against our enemy. Now, the way it works, we're actually working on the family farm, but I think I have 6 spies already, and we're building 4 more, is that you send them to the enemy city, they build up their spy network there, and then they can do a mission. And the mission that I've been using repeatedly on these 2 cities, on Taubate and Sierra, is to spread our culture influence. And I think it spreads something like, and I'm not sure if it's 4 or 40,000 culture in those cities, but it should probably mitigate the pressure that is on Kherson. Though I cannot, for the love of me, access these cities, even with the spies in there, so I don't know how much culture influence they have, but considering it's cities of this side, it should be major. On the other hand, Aachen, for example, itself has a culture growth of roughly 177, so what do I know? Still, we are in a bad spot, and it also helps, in my opinion, the fact that we have another city here which has culture of 439 and it's not at all in danger. So I think that really the problem is that we have just raised the Israeli city and settled here basically in what would be already a cultural border of these two. So yeah, that's it. But there really isn't much more that we can do here. We're building the engineering school and the grand estate, and all of the other culture buildings just give us 1 point. I've went through this a number of times. There are some like theater, but they just give very, very little. Most of these... Alright, the porcelain workshop would be pretty good, but we're already this deep in debt. Debt and deficit from the inflation, so I don't want to go too overboard, but yeah, that's it. Once our cities become a little bit more done with the amount of buildings that we have, which is amazing because we haven't been so busy quite a long time. Look at Constantinople, how many buildings it is supposed to build. And that's not all, there are more here, so it's amazing to see that there is something actually happening in our cities and that we're growing like crazy, which is across the board, but it leaves the border cities a little bit exposed, which I kind of don't like, but oh well, it's all we can do. So, spending money on them is a certain way how to make this happen. Anyway, I've blabbered long enough about what was happening, so let's end the turn and hear it for Paleontology.
Mary Anning is probably the most important unsung collecting force in the history of paleontology.
So paleontology is a really good technology. The reason is that it gives a lot of buildings, but it also gives bonuses to a lot of things that we already have, like the entomology lab, herpetology lab. Wonder of Nature basalt organ isn't that important for us, but ornithology lab, all of these I'm actually, if not built in some cities, they're currently scheduled to be built. So, we're gonna get a massive boost into science from this. It obsoletes some of the shrines which we built previously, but that doesn't matter. Those are just culture-based buildings. I believe Cow Shrine. Yeah, it's the same thing. And Elephant Shrine, which I don't think even built anywhere. It gives us a fossil dig site possibility, and it gives us a lot of various interesting things. Most notably the Paleontology lab, which I kind of like because it's another science buildings that we can build. It gives us the Labra Tarpates, which is a world wonder, for decent amount bonuses. And it gives us a work project Theory of Evolution, which is another one that can give you 15% bonus to science in all cities. So you know that we're gonna get that one, right? Yep. And Targatherer now gives us a little bit more gold and reveals fossils. So oil painting is gonna come in 5 turns, which is gonna be fun. Alright, you can build a family farm. The usual thing that I'm doing is I shuttle family farm, I check if there are any more good buildings here, then I look at culture, build these, and then I ended up with City Bistro. Those are the priorities for us now. Let's see here. Oh, alright, nothing here, so how about like this? Okay, zoo, hotel, and City Bistro. Alright, pet shop. Very nice. And the waste exportation office, we haven't really built those yet. Atalaya. Hold on, anything here? Voodoo market. Okay, build a voodoo market. And a customs office. Nice. Increases foreign trade route yield. Places toll house. Alright, let's build that one. Family farm will come first though, and then zoo, hotel, patent office, and in the end, the City Bistro. Same here. So yeah, you can see that I'm doing pretty much the same thing now. Alright, Animal Cow, you're gonna go first, and that's gonna be a little bit of a difference. Oxen, well, we'll get to that. 24, yeah, that's way more important. Zoo. Okay, Buddhist Monastery is gonna go first, then the animal, because that gives us an immediate benefit about the City Bistro. Alright, so that's all for now, and I'll see you in just 5 turns. That hasn't happened in a while. In just 5 turns with oil painting. So I wonder how much I will have to report. But we'll see. Turn 6487, year 1497 AD. We are 1 turn away from oil painting. well, it was really just a couple of turns, so there really isn't much to mention. One thing, though, that I have to mention is the fact that we are now at 40,000 deficit per month. Yes, I hurried up a couple more buildings in Kherson, trying to actually make it work, because the city is still under massive pressure. But you can see that Byzantine is now at 40% because I sent in a couple more treasures that I already thought were there. And hopefully that's going to help the chance to revolt officially drop to 13%. Again, there's a 37% cultural revolt sentiment, 67 total revolt protection because I stationed a couple more units. Let's see how it's gonna go. I mean, the city is still ours. There was no inclination to revolt, but I'm still a little bit giddy about that. Other than that, not much to say. I spread Christianity to a couple of cities. Amorium has it now, and Laodicea. Constantinople has Christianity as well. So there's going to be a couple more priests coming. I think they were already transported. We're working on Chateau Perron expanding. It's going to get a new culture boost in 50 turns. It's almost at 750, which is good. But I'm hoping that oil painting and the other one, which is right after that, what is it called? The free artistry are going to help us with the cultural problems that we've been facing in some of the cities. Now, it gives a Ming Vase workshop, which gives a lot of culture, though I think it requires Asian culture, so it's probably not going to happen. But there are other buildings like the Artist Colony, which gives a percentage boost. So, for example, in Chateau Perron itself, it would give us 4 culture from itself and 1% boost, so that would be like 7.6, which is actually pretty good. There's also Art Gallery, which is one of the first buildings that we have. I think theater also has this amount of bonuses, but you can see that it starts fairly low with 2, but photographic gives 6, romanticism gives 6, realism gives 6, impressionism, and so on and so on. So eventually it's going to become a huge boost. There's art patronage, which gives us extra cultural boost, and there's fur farm, alright, and a bunch of national wonders. Oh, I didn't realize this is a national wonder. No, this is like a world wonder. All right. The Go Theater. And it also gives, which is pretty good, bonuses to the current buildings that we have. Sculptures Workshop, Theater, and University. They all get. Oh yeah, all right. So Theater does not get that much, but it has. Wait, what? Alright, it just... Alright, so it gets free bonuses. Interesting. I thought that it would get more. What about the Sculptor's Workshop? Also not much. Well, interesting. So yeah, what I said really was true. The Art Gallery is going to be the first truly massively influential building that we're going to get. Anything else that I would like to mention? Not really. Things are going very well. As a general rule, you can see that we increased pretty much everything. The manufactured goods actually, I feel like, dropped or stagnated throughout the couple of last episodes because we are building those cultural religious buildings that lower our production. But then again, we are expanding in other cities and building other stuff as well, which helps. Gold is nearly 80,000 and we are very close to having 20,000 in crop yield. Population is now at 11.25 million people, which makes me happy. That's about it. And we're bleeding out money, but again, I'm happy with that because Kherson itself is being saved, hopefully, and it's gonna be able to push back a little bit. And the spies have been finished as well, though I don't really see where they are right now because there have been a lot of them. And unfortunately, here's one. So when I get a spy, I give them free promotions and all of them go into deception because that one increases the evasion bonus of detection. So that is important for us that our units are not found out. You can see that I'm sending them to Taubata and Sierra. Actually, we have a spy here. Let me see what's going on. No, through. So how do I see? Can I access? No, I can't access it. Okay, you're also going to station yourselves in the city. Yeah, alright, so we got 2 spies over here. This one, no, not these, but this one is actually the most experienced one. It finished a couple of missions already. That's the very first, well, actually no, it's Spy 6, but it has Logistics 1, which improves its movement range. It's something that we need to get to all of our units, because once they finish the mission, they reappear in the capital, meaning they have to make this trip, and it's like 12 turns, so giving them movement bonuses is going to be really important for us down the line. Anyway, really not much else to say. Let's end the turn and hear it for oil painting.
No one is an artist unless he carries his picture in his head before painting it and is sure of his method and composition.
So, as I mentioned before, oil painting just gives us a portrait painter, which gives us a little bit of culture, a little bit of money, and we can turn some citizens into artists. A building is destroyed in Ankira due to fire. Alright. So, what happened? Oghuz has been captured by Ethiopia. Alright. So if you build... Where are you? If we build... Oil painter. I actually don't see the building here. Am I blind? Yeah, I don't see it. Okay, so it doesn't have any prerequisites. Let's see, in Constantinople, can we build in here? Yeah, alright, here it gives 3.4. Requires dyes, okay, or furniture, and a trading post. Alright, so it has a couple of prerequisites. But yeah, it's just a simple culture building, not much to say about it. Alright, so free artistry is what we're gonna start with next episode. It is going to give us a huge culture boost, which is great. Kherson, how are you doing? You're at 561. So let's hope we're gonna be just, in 9 turns still here and not somewhere else. And we are going to, after that, want to go with lead glass, which will give us normal glass. Alright, so that really doesn't give us much. Interesting. And then we're gonna get the much more important replaceable parts, which gives us a couple of really nice buildings. Wind water pumps. It requires 10% less food to grow and lowers fire. Alright. And it gives us a couple of boosts, and inventor workshops gets extra science. Pretty darn good. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me for this episode, and I'll see you in the next one, where we're gonna start with the free artistry.